Hi guys, I'm Letty. How are you? How's it going? I'm Letty Maloney and I'm the founder of IrishDysautonomia Awareness, and I want to thank McPeeperspy for asking me to be part of the TheLovePharmacy. Such a great name, the TheLovePharmacy. It's just so sexy. But basically I have been diagnosed with dysautonomia as of April this year. Woke up one Tuesday morning, was very, very ill, didn't feel right at all, was fainting all over the place, frightened the crap out of my husband, who nearly lost his driving licence trying to get me to the hospital. Was finally admitted, and they did every test under the sun to try and see what was wrong with me. And first doctor didn't take me very seriously, and he said, "Oh, get up out of the bed, you'll be grand," you know, which obviously is the worst information that you can give somebody with dysautonomia, because when you're up and about, that's when all the trouble starts. Basically I demanded a second opinion after that doctor kept trying to get me out of the hospital and trying to release a spare bed. I was still fainting, I was still very, very sick, was barely able to get out of bed without collapsing. I was really not feeling right, so obviously we knew that there was something wrong. So we demanded a second opinion, myself and my husband. And he's been a fantastic support ever since as well, so I just want to thank Keith, he's been amazing. But finally got another professor who, I won't mention names, but he's been fantastic, has taken me very, very seriously, got a tilt table test, which is what I needed to be diagnosed, and I ended up being diagnosed with POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and NCS, which is neurocardiogenic syncope, I think. I'm learning all these big long medical terms. It's all very new to me still, even though we're in December now, but I'm just kind of getting well enough on the medication that I'm at to start studying it properly and trying to raise awareness and everything. And when I came out of hospital first, I was still very, very ill, couldn't eat that much, was still collapsing all over the place. I was on a whole host of medication that they were just trialling me with to try and see what would work. For the first few months, maybe up to 4 or 5 months, I was very ill. I was practically bedbound. Went to a mate's wedding in a wheelchair, which was an experience and a half that I don't want to repeat again, but I suppose will have to be done if I get bad again. But touch wood, thankfully for the moment I'm doing pretty well. I've been in and out of the hospital since. I've had a couple of ambulance rides where I've fainted too much again and I needed an ambulance ride in. I wouldn't come out of the faint, so it was like I was unconscious for ages, and when I go out as well I don't really breathe very well, so that frightened my husband enough to call an ambulance. And there only 2 weeks ago I was rushed into hospital as well. I was vomiting blood, which isn't very pleasant, and thankfully it was nothing major. It was just that I was getting sick so hard that I actually damaged my esophagus, and I was obviously bringing up blood with that, which isn't very nice, but that's what happened. POTS and dysautonomia for each person is very, very different, so I'm only giving my experience, and that's why I wanted to start Irish Dysautonomia Awareness, because when I came out of hospital I was very ill, I wanted to learn more about it, and there was very little information here in Ireland. Now there was a lot on the web, and that's where YouTube comes in, because I find that the YouTube community have been a great support, and Dynet forums and UK Potsies and 5 Awesome Potsies and now McPeeperspy and all the fantastic people who've made me feel very, very welcome in the meantime. I just want to thank you all, and this is kind of my little introduction for the TheLovePharmacy. I love saying that. So I just said that I finally get an intro out there, introduce myself, introduce my illness. So that's the illness that I'm living with at the moment. I have to wear these sexy TED tights, yeah baby, to basically compress my legs and make sure that the blood doesn't pool in my legs, because when blood pooling happens, if I stand up too suddenly, my blood pressure drops, my heart rate goes through the roof. The blood pooling causes oxygen to be taken away from my heart and my brain, and I pass out, which is my main issue. I faint a lot. I have very low blood pressure, can have very high heart rates when I'm active. I'm very nauseous majority of the time. I'm still trying to learn what I can and can't eat. I'm having major tummy issues and digestive issues, which they're investigating in the hospital as well to see, is it related to the POTS or is it something else. But I've always had tummy issues, and I've always had kind of issues that may be related to POTS that wasn't diagnosed until this year. and I'm 28 years old, so it kind of came out of the blue. Even though I've had some issues in the past that might have pointed to it, it's really difficult to know. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, I got well about 5 months after being diagnosed. I was bedbound for the first maybe 5 months, very, very ill, couldn't do much, couldn't work very well. Was on an awful lot of medication, and through trial and error with the doctor that I have at the moment, who is fantastic. He's trialing me with different meds and stuff, and what I'm on at the moment seems to be working. I'm doing very well. I haven't fainted in a number of weeks, which is fantastic. Still have major tummy issues, but I can kind of deal with that. The tiredness is a killer. I can have what I think are adrenaline flushes. I think I'm on midodrine, which does it as well. It makes your skin crawl, and you can kind of come out in cold sweats and feel shaky. I can sometimes tremor like I'm like a 90-year-old woman. I don't know. There's like for different people with dysautonomia, it's very, very different. So I'm just giving my first-hand experience, and like I said, that's why I wanted to start the blog. And so it's if I can plug myself, it's IrishDysautonomia.wordpress.com is the blog, IrishDysautonomia Awareness on Facebook, Dysautonomia IRL on Twitter, and I'm on YouTube as well as Irish Dysautonomia as well. So and I'm just very honoured and happy to be part of the Love Pharmacy, and I want to thank my peepers by and to all of you out there who have made me feel so very welcome at the moment. It's a great support network. Other than that, like I said, I'm 28 years old. I live in County Limerick, Ireland with my husband and my little puppy Boo. She's a Cavalier King Charles, and she means the world to us. I'm into retro video games, silly hats, I don't know, I have a degree in art, and I have a Master's of Science in Interactive Media. Thankfully I got my education out of the way before I began to fall apart. I run a business doing photography, videography, graphic design, illustration, stuff like that. It's a media production company when I'm well enough. Thankfully I work for myself, so I can rest when I need to, and I can work hard when I need to, so I usually catch up, and I'm glad to say I've never left a client down yet. So yeah, I think that's it for the moment. I can't think of anything else to say, so I just want to say thanks. This is me. Hopefully I can get more videos up and have a bit of fun on YouTube, and I want to thank everybody for their support again, and bye for now. Thank you.